Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. Okay. Inflation is transitory. Remember that line? This is only going to be short lived. Don't worry, everything will come back down. And now, of course, Joe is taking credit for, I've got inflation down to 4%. Still 2% higher than it was when you took office, but, you created the problem. We've talked about that. So, if anybody saw the latest one yesterday, California, that leading state that we should all be like, signed into law yesterday that effective January 1st, fast food workers now will be paid a minimum of $20 an hour. $40,000 a year to say, would you like fries with that? Okay. This is just one problem we have going on. Let's take a look at the UAW strike, right? And I'll give you this. UAW workers make, on average, $65 an hour. Tesla workers who are non-union make $45 an hour. And Japanese automakers like Honda in Ohio or something like that make $55 an hour. Okay. The UAW wants a raise. Joe went out there the other day. Joe was trying to negotiate their raise a little bit. Okay, now I'll give you this. The union president, the UAW president, wants workers' pay to be raised to an average of, get this, $137 an hour. That's $275,000 a year, guys. They want more than $250,000 to assemble a car. Joe's idea of a compromise is to give them a 40% raise to get them to around $90 an hour. That's still $180,000. Okay. 2,040 hours in a work year minus 2 weeks vacation leaves 2,000 hours. Okay. Get ready for inflation to kick us in the ass. Not because of the Fed. The Fed is doing everything they can to print money to make it worse. But because no matter what, things are going to get more expensive. The screenwriters union ended their strike. They got what they wanted, more money. Okay. I'm all for people making more money. No question whatsoever. Everybody has the right, the desire, well, most everybody, to improve their lot in life. And one of the main ways of doing it is to make more money. Sure, I get it. I also am completely on board with pay for some people is completely outrageous. I mean, we talked about that Ohio Food Bank the other day, and the CEO of that Ohio Food Bank, running a nonprofit, okay, gets paid $200,000 a year. Are you serious? Okay, it's a nonprofit. You don't make any money, yet you get $200,000 a year. It's a nonprofit. That should be a volunteer position, my opinion. Okay. CEOs making tens, if not hundreds of $1,000,000, that's ridiculous. Okay. I'm certainly not one of these people that says, oh, gee, everybody should get paid the same. Because there's examples in history of that where they try to make everybody equal. It's called communism. Okay. And I'll give you examples in the Soviet Union. To become a doctor or whatever, you have to go to medical school. Medical school takes years, lots of sacrifice to go through. It got to the point in the Soviet Union where you could make more money as a cab driver than you could as a doctor. Guess what people did? Screw it, I'm not going to spend 12 years in school to become a doctor. I'll just go drive a cab. Okay. And then all of a sudden they had the problem of, why don't we have any doctors? Right? Okay. Please remind me of all the technical innovations, whether they're medical, whether they're technology, whether they're automotive, whether they're anything that came out of the Soviet Union. There weren't any. Okay. That's the same path we are heading to here. I understand all the comments of, you can't raise a family on $7.25 an hour. You were never meant to. We had the fight for 15. We need to get to $15 an hour for minimum wage. What was that, 2 years ago? Now California wants to take it to 20. Okay. Yeah, you can raise a family on $20 an hour. Maybe not in California, but most of the rest of the states you can. But those aren't meant to be careers. Maybe for the guy that owns it, maybe for a manager of a fast food restaurant, that's a career path. I'll give you that. Okay. But standing in front of the deep fryer, dropping fries every 90 seconds is not a career. Okay. Was never meant to be. But now people want career, albeit on the low end of the pay scale at $20 an hour for a career. They want it to be a career job. No. How is this going to affect the rest of us? Well, to give you an example. You guys know the other day, been helping my buddy move in his house, everything. Things got real crazy. He was closing, and he stopped on the way home and said, okay, you know what, I'm just going to grab McDonald's. We've all been busy. So we got 2 Quarter Pounders with cheese, 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, a Big Mac, 2 orders of fries, and 2 drinks. $45. Really? Okay. So let's just say on average that's $15 a person to eat at McDonald's. How long do you think it's going to be till the fast food companies either get rid of all the employees and put all these freaking kiosks everywhere, or close the doors? They will certainly be laying off people. That is inevitable, because a business owner isn't going to go, well, gee, Gavin Newsom said I've got to pay him $20 an hour, so I'll just start losing money at my business. No. They'll put less fries in the fry package. They'll reduce the hours the stores are open. They will cut employees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and nobody comes out ahead. Just like everything else, the ones that are going to come out on the bottom end of this, who get stuck with the short stick, is the consumer, is you and me. It's just like all the stupid crap of, we're only going to raise taxes on the 1%ers, right? The 1%ers are the ones who own the businesses, are running, are the CEOs making $20 million a year, and they don't want to lose their money. So what do? They go, well, our taxes went up 1%. Well, guess what? That means we're going to raise the prices on 1%. Gee, we have to pay our employees more. What does that mean? We're going to charge the consumer more. It all trickles down to the bottom till it gets to you and me. And we have 2 choices. We either pay the inflated cost, or we stop buying their product altogether. And a little bit of both happen. Okay? People go, forget it, I'm not eating at McDonald's anymore. I rarely, I'd say maybe once a quarter, and it's usually when it's something in a rush, we're out somewhere, do it. Okay? If I want to eat for $15 a person, I can go have a sit-down burger somewhere, on a plate that's hot, that's not squished, enjoy myself rather than sit in my car or sit on some plastic bench. We're going to face inflation. $137 for auto workers, that's what they want? Yes, sir, here's your brand new truck. That'll be $150,000. The guy looks at it and goes, I paid more for my house. Well, yeah, but that's what trucks cost. Okay, guess I won't be buying that truck. Right? The downside that you get to that is parts. Everybody will say the same thing, just like I will. I'll just keep mine running. I mean, my truck is pushing 15 years old now. It still runs fine, okay? Had to fix things, great, no problem. I mean, I told Mrs. P, I said, truck's in great shape. I said, when that engine goes, I said, I'll buy a new engine and put a new motor in the damn thing, okay? I'm not paying exorbitant amounts for a used truck, because God knows I can't afford a new one. I'm not ever going to buy one. I bought one new car in my life, and it was stupid. But I'll put a new motor in it. I'll probably save myself $100,000 by doing that. The problem that you get now is the parts. or the labor. You've been to the auto mechanic lately. Okay, we've talked about this for well over a year. Parts are hard to come by, extremely hard to come by for some makes and models of vehicles. Okay? But if you looked up at that little chart on the wall that says what the shop rates are, $150 an hour, $200 an hour, that's what the mechanics are charging. The mechanic shop, okay? You know the guy who's turning the wrench in the garage is not getting paid $200 an hour. The shop is, okay? And no offense, the shop owner needs to make money too. But it eventually gets to the point where you and I can't afford all this stuff. Can't afford to go have dinner somewhere. Can't afford to buy a car. Go to a movie, okay? I haven't been in a movie theater since, 2016, I think. Okay, it was the last movie I went to see. And for me and Mrs. P to go in and watch a movie and get a bucket of popcorn and a soda was $50. I can't imagine what it costs now. Okay, forget it. It used to be teenagers, you take your date to dinner and a movie. Okay, yeah. All right, kid. It's going to be half your week's pay to go to dinner and a movie. Good luck. What is the ultimate plan for this? Well, let's think about this. If we keep driving inflation up till the point that people can't buy anything, the people have to come to us, the government, to get whatever they need. People don't need movies. People need food. We'll control the food. People need parts for whatever. People need transportation. We'll control it. You can't afford a $150,000 car? No problem. Move into one of our smart cities. There's public transportation there. Okay. I make the comment, especially about the UAW workers. The company made so much profit. We want profit. We want some of that profit. They can afford it. Okay. That's what stockholders get. They take the risk, and they get the rewards. They risk losing their money and get the reward of making money if it's good. Are you willing to do that as an employee? Because you already get a paycheck, okay? Maybe the shareholder gets a dividend, okay? A couple of percentage points or whatever, that's it. You want part of that 40% profit, okay? Are you willing to take a pay cut when Ford comes out and says they're going to lose $4.5 billion this year on EVs? You can take a pay cut because of that? I'm sorry, Mr. Wrench Turner. You're not getting a paycheck in December, but you still have to come to work. What do you mean? Well, part of your loss of the $4.5 billion, you have to pay that. So either you can write us a check for $10,000, or you can just come to work and not get paid for the month. Are you willing to do that? Oh, hell no, I'll quit first. Yeah, see, that would be the response. This is the thing. We're all going to face inflationary pressures, not because of the Fed, not only because of the Fed printing money, because of the excess spending this administration is doing on stupid stuff, but because of the way that they're trying to force this equity crap down everybody's throat. Whatever happened to something is worth only what somebody else will give you for it? Okay. I'm not giving Ford $150,000 for a truck. Sorry. Period. End of story. Never. Therefore, to me, a truck is not worth $150,000. And I'm hoping there's a whole bunch of other people that say the same thing. Okay? No. I'm not paying $11 for a hamburger. Sorry. The company's going to, well, gee, why aren't they selling any hamburgers? Because the people aren't going to pay you what you want. It ain't worth what you think it is. And they've got to come up with their answers somehow. This will all come crashing down somewhere. You're going to have a lot of people out of work. You're going to have a lot harder time getting anything that you need going forward. And that's kind of the whole point of all what I'm talking about. Because it ain't just Big Macs and pickup trucks that are going to go up. You're going to start seeing the same thing in Home Depot and the grocery store and the hardware store, anywhere you want to go to buy something. the prices are going to keep going up because too many people are like, I need more money. And of course, the people on the top who already get way too much money as is aren't willing to give up what they have. So they're not going to go, I'm making $200 million a year. I can give up $20 million toward my workers' paycheck. They're not doing that. They're going, oh, the workers get 40% more? I guess I'm putting in the budget that I get 40% more too. That's how it really works. Okay. And the one who's going to be left holding the bag is you and me. Get your vehicles in tip-top shape now before, you can do it later if you want. It's just going to cost you more money. Okay. Get your vehicles in tip-top shape. Go get everything checked out. Make sure brakes are good. Make sure transmission's flushed and filled, whatever. Get all that taken care of. Don't have to tell you guys about food. Now is a good time of the year to buy any of those yard implements that you need. You need a new lawnmower? This is the time of year to buy it. You need shovels or rakes or pitchforks or whatever? This is the time of year to buy it, okay? Where the prices are going to be up is on snow blowers and snow shovels and that sort of stuff. You want a new bathing suit? This is the time of year to buy it. But get ready because all of a sudden we're going to see interest rates continue to climb. Maybe not to Jimmy Carter era, but we're going to see that. We'll break double digits on mortgage rates, guys, no question. Won't happen this year, probably happen next year. But whatever you need, you're probably better off getting it now because ain't nothing getting cheaper. And all this push for equity is just going to make everything more expensive. Get used to it.